Good morning and welcome to Herb Oracle Podcast, botanical divination with herbs, essences, flowers, and trees with your host, Herbal Marie. Let's start the day off pulling some oracle cards and getting a few messages. We can shoot the shiitake in a spiritual way-ish. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'll post a pic of the cards at Herb Oracle. Thanks so much for joining me. Here we go. Well, here it is, TGIF. Thank God it's flowers. We made it to Friday, so we're going to be hanging out with our flower friends. I miss flowers. I'm starting to see like a few spring bulbs outside. But yeah, like I miss flowers, man. I miss sunflowers. I miss zinnias or zinnias, however you like to say that. Yeah, I miss flowers. I miss dandelions, but they've got to be like getting ready. I mean, surely they'll be popping up anytime soon here in Pennsylvania. So it's a great day for me to go outside, even though it's a little chilly. So after I'm done pulling these cards, I'm going to go harvest myself some cleavers. Wild, I guess, edible or wild herb. It's a good spring tonic to get your lymph going. So that's my big plan today, I guess. And then maybe like get back into bed and read more books. Apparently like I'm an official book reader now. And then work on the garlic podcast. So thanks for hanging out with me this week. Finally the week is coming together. Was this our 10th week? Yeah, our 10th week here at Ho. The herb of the week was garlic. We manifested more confidence. We did a tarot spread for crazy times, and we hung out with the tree guides yesterday. So, yeah, we're going to end with our flower friends on TGIF. Thank God it's flowers. So before I pull some flower cards, and I just grabbed like 6 decks from my drawer. Like I'm like flowers. And then I realized I forgot one, but hey, I don't even know if I have time for all of these. I wrote a couple of notes down last night. So when I'm in bed, I'm either reading or knitting. So like I'm making all these little washcloths because I just feel the need to knit. I don't actually even need any washcloths. I just need to knit. But anyways, I was thinking about our hangout with the trees yesterday, and it was our message was that I gave the title of the podcast was bless everyone even when they annoy you or something like that, which seems to be a pretty good theme in my life. Like for instance, I just sent my girls upstairs to play in their room while I record, and their preteen hormones were like stomping upstairs and slamming the door when they got there. Like, bless y'all, honey. Bless y'all. But anyways, but last night, it was like, I'm reflecting, I'm thinking about the podcast, I'm thinking about the messages. Some things don't sink in until later, or like, you know, I feel like I add on to it later when I think about it. And I was thinking about how, you know, we want to give blessings to everybody. We want to give blessings to all. As they are another aspect of you. So it's like we are all one, right? You are me, I am you. Like another aspect. Obviously, we're two different aspects, but in the grand scheme of things, we come from the same all. We come from the same source. We're all in this together, right? So I was just like sort of sitting with the idea, like, why would you curse yourself? So if you are another aspect of me and you're annoying me, why would I want to curse you? Because cursing you would be cursing myself. And that goes back to like whatever freaking law we learned last year, like what you put out, you get back. So one, if I put out cursings, if I am annoyed, I'm like, that's what gets mirrored and reflected back to me. So why would you curse yourself? Why? So last night I wrote down, so why would you curse yourself if you realize we are all one. So as we step into unity consciousness, as we step into like realizing that like what we put out, we get back, we are just naturally going to want to give blessings to everyone, to everybody, to the all, as they are another aspect of ourselves. I'm another aspect of you. You're another aspect of me. So why would we ever curse ourselves through each other? So anyways, I was knitting and thinking about that. That felt pretty good, right? And so yeah, just kind of hanging out with myself. And then, you know, I was thinking about that, you know, garlic. The one thing I feel like garlic, I'm taking away from the garlic week. So, I mean, we had the Tower card, we had a service card, and we had a strength card, another tarot card. We just had 3 cards for garlic. But, you know, it's like, sometimes we get shamed for eating garlic, right? Because it's like, then we stink like garlic. And I just feel like garlic wants to say, it's your life. So do what you want. Do whatever it is you want. And yeah, as the herb of the week, garlic is saying, yeah, eat garlic if you want to eat garlic. You know, research what you want to research about. Do what you want to do. If you want to read books all day, read books all day. If you want to play with your cards, play with your cards. If you just want to sit outside and watch the grass grow, go for it. You know what I mean? It's your life. Do what you want. So yeah, I just felt like our herb of the week totally supported that because of like the garlicky, the essence of garlic that is so with you when you eat it. It's like, yeah, but do you want to be healthy and strong and, you know, let go of things that aren't serving you and step into your role in service? Like, do whatever it is you want. Just do it. Don't even worry about what other people are doing. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about what other people are, you know, opinionating about what you're doing. Just keep doing it. Whatever you want. It's your life. All right. So then the other thing I wanted to tell you about, and this is me from reading a book. I'm reading the guidebook that goes along with Francine Hart's Sacred Geometry Oracle deck. I have both of her Sacred Geometry decks, and they each come with a nice big book because it's Bear Company Publishing. And it's an easy read, and I'm just reading the whole guidebook, like all 64 cards or whatever, because it's interesting. But anyways, I can't remember what card it was. I don't know if there was like a mountain on it, but it was basically talking about how we have like 3 different selves: our higher self, our middle self, and then it mentioned like your lower self being connected to Gaia. And I had never really thought about that before. Like I'm always talking about connect with your higher self, connect with your higher self. And yeah, as above, so below. Of course, if we have a higher self, we must have a lower self. And then I was like, duh. Like that's, you know, we always just say it like, make sure you're grounding into the earth. Make sure you're connecting your energy into Gaia. But it's like, wait a second. That's actually a self. That's actually an aspect of us. So as we have a higher self, we must have a lower self. So it is so important to connect with the earth. And then our body is the middle self, you know. But yeah, as above, so below. So, I mean, I often like say that and think that and know that, like, as I connect more with the higher energies, I need to ground my energies into the earth, you know, be outside in nature, make intentions and do meditations, seeing my cord of light going down into the earth. But I had just never really sat with the idea that it was a lower self. It still makes my mouth drop open. Like, what? Yeah, like that totally like is a great thing to think about, because it connects you more with you and your energy, and it sort of like makes that, like, doesn't that put a new spin on grounding for you, or like connecting with the earth energy? Like, so as we connect with our, like, you know, angels, ascended masters, fairies, extraterrestrials, the Arcturians, God, Source, all that is, That's like higher, 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 higher energy. That's your higher self. But it's like, wait, we have a lower self too that would like maybe connect with the elements, the elementals, Gaia, inner earth, right? Like a lower self. Not that it's anything negative or bad. It's just as above, so below. I don't know. It just was this interesting concept for me to think about, or idea, because like it's like, yeah, our body is our middle self, and if we have a higher self, we must have a lower self. So ultimately, it really just brought me back to the simple, basic idea that it's so important to connect with the earth. But it really was fun just for a little bit to like think about, I don't know, having a lower self. Because I often think like, you know, connect with your higher self, but like I never entertained the idea that I would have a lower, earthy, dirt self. All right, let's get dirty. Let's get dirty. All right, so I'm going to pull out the Flower Whispers and just get a little quote to start us off, hanging out with our flower friends. And then, yeah, I hope that this encourages us all to go outside and, you know, see what's out there to forage. Oh my gosh, perfect. When the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. So I pulled us a little quote from Flower Whispers by Tina T. Ames, and the quote is, "When the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind." How fucking perfect is this? All right, so I'm just talking about us having a lower self. We're talking about connecting with the earth and seeing how our energy is so vertical. We can go into the higher realms, but as we do that, we need to go into our lower selves and our lower realms and get grounded, go deep. When the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. We understand that we are solid. We understand that we are anchored. We understand that it's like, yo, bitch. Not that the wind is a bitch, okay? But I'm just saying, yo, bitch, you can blow as hard as you want. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. I'm not going anywhere. There's no reason to fear the wind. And oh man, the wind this week has been so breezy. And I mean, like, blowing y'all around the yard, blowing over my heavy duty trash can, just really making the broken screen flap all day in the wind. I keep saying to myself, I'm going to clean that window soon, because I should anyways. And when I open up that window, I am popping out that screen. I hate looking through a screen, but of course, it is nice to keep the bugs out. But this one is ripped to the point that half of the bottom half keeps flapping up midway. So it's not even worth having. So I'm just gonna pop it out and enjoy the clear view. And there's other windows to open with screens. But anyways, when the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. So hanging out with the flowers today, our flower friends. I really do hope that it gets us a little more lighthearted, me, because I woke up today and I'm just like, what is the point of life? What is the point of all of this? Why can't I shake this funk? I've been so exhausted. Holy man. So I'm honoring that in a way, because I know that is the only way, right? Yesterday we talked about surrender. We talked about the birth process. So if you're tired, it's you can try to pump yourself full of coffee or whatever and pretend like you're not, but you actually are. So on that note, I do want to go outside today, harvest myself some cleavers, because it's a good spring tonic, get the lymph moving, and see if that doesn't help my energy levels come back. I know a lot of it's emotional and just kind of mentally being bored, or whatever. So I know that I have that going on, but just physically I know that it supports me to clean out my body and all that. Plus being outside, get grounded, will feel good. And yeah, we'll see what else is starting to grow. What else can we eat outside? So when the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. I love it so, so much. All right. So I'm gonna grab a botanical, what do I want to do here? I have all these freaking decks in front of me. I'm like, can I just get a card of everyone? Maybe I'll just have a Mod Podge, cluster F of cards. These are essential oils, but they are all pretty much flowers. Are they flowers? No, they're not. Maybe this isn't the right deck. Well, guess what? As I'm saying that, a card flips out and I catch it, and it's pine. All right. So I was like, maybe this isn't the right deck. And then before I had a chance to second guess the fact that I did pick it up and did shuffle it, the card comes out and it's pine. Ooh. And it's all about sacred energy, unity, honor, and wisdom. But there is a flip side to it. That could maybe be talking about darkness, war, and fairy tale. So let me read the quote here, or the affirmation, and see. It's in this weird font. Like my brain, it takes a minute for my brain to like translate this font. When I wisely seek to find common ground with those I would otherwise consider enemies, I discover peace. Ooh, I'm gonna read that again. When I wisely seek to find common ground. I love that it's talking about the ground, okay? Because it's something that we do all have in common with everybody. We all walk this earth, mother truckers. So even people that I would otherwise consider enemies, when I try to find common ground with the people who annoy me, with the people I don't like, with the people I feel that are against me, I would say those people are my enemies, right? When I try to find common ground with them, I discover peace. Ooh, so it's like when the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. So it's like when you find common ground with everyone, even people that are your quote enemies, you discover peace. You let go of your fears. There's no more reason to fear them. There is no more reason to be defensive or to think that you're going to be attacked, or it's like there is no more fear. So when the root is deep, when you find common ground, there is no more fear. You discover peace. So it's like, yeah, pine, I know you're not a flower, but it wanted to come in so strongly that I have to honor it. That's part of the key word, to honor. I have to honor the fact that it has a message to make our peace, right? To make peace with everyone. And so, yeah, it doesn't have to be something as harsh as enemies, but even yesterday, pulling in the trees now, bless everyone, even when they annoy you. So they might not be your enemies, but they could be your annoyers, right? The people that just annoy you, which sometimes, if you're like me, is everyone, including yourself. But it's like we gotta find common ground. So it's like right now, it's like I see a lot of people saying we're all in this together. Of course, they're focusing on their fear probably, and the coronavirus, but it's like we are all in this together, right? We are all on this earth together. We are all on the earth together. That is our common ground. What else is common? Well, we're all human beings pretty much for the most part. That's our common ground. We're all residents of Gaia. We are all brothers and sisters of Mother Earth. So it's like when you start to just get these basic things, right? You can go more specific than that. You can go general than that. But, depending if it's a specific person or if you're just thinking about everyone as a collective. But it's like once you start to feel this unity and you honor this unity, you do get the wisdom from it. You do find the wisdom. So it's wise to seek common ground with everyone. With everyone. Like, that's the thing about unity. There's no excluding anyone. Everyone. We're all in this together, right? So yeah, we have this sacred pine coming in. Now, pine is something that we could forage too right now. It's got vitamin C, the long pine needles, makes a nice tea. So anyways, but yeah, discovering peace. I think that's what the flower friends, they want us to feel better. They want us to vibe high, but it really is that peace. So if we've been feeling kind of discontent, we're not sure what we're supposed to be doing with ourselves right now, everyone's annoying us, it's like you got to find the peace, right? So find the common ground, get your feet on the ground, and then go deeper than that even. So yeah, like right now, like I started off this podcast saying that I miss the flowers, and they're coming, but right now they're sending their roots down. They're getting anchored in. They're not going to emerge and bloom until they feel secure in that, right? So I love that so far with the flowers, we have, this common ground and this dirt and lower self anchoring root message. All right. Now let's get a flower essence from the Power of Flowers. These are flowers. These are floral essences. A little different than the Bach flower remedies, because these ones, like Bach, Edward Bach, he started the flower essences, made them popular, but they're not just limited to his ones that he discovered. And if he would have lived a little bit longer, he would have discovered more, I'm sure. All right, so we've got one card that was persistent about coming out. She jumped down. It's a silver sword. Okay, this is a really interesting flower. I'm pretty sure it lives on the volcanoes of Hawaii. Or is this? Yeah, this is the card that is almost, this flower is like almost extraterrestrial, I believe. Like, it's otherworldly. Let's put it like that. It's called Silver Sword. And it grows, I'm pretty sure it grows, on the islands of Hawaii. Yeah, Silver Sword. It's only on the islands of Hawaii. It grows in a round cluster of silvery curved spiky leaves, and it will be like that for over a decade. Okay, so it's just like this, it's just this plant for over 10 years, right? Then a spectacular stalk of reddish purple florets emerges from its core, growing to a height of 3 to 6 feet. So it takes like 10 years of being a plant, 10 years of grounding before it blooms. Now, there is a grand message in that. There really is. Because it's like, if you feel like, you're like, when the hell? When the F am I gonna bloom? Sometimes it takes a really long time for you to get anchored in, for your plant, your middle body, to get established before it's healthy and strong and ready to make flowers. It's really interesting. And then colt's foot just popped into my head. That brings its flower out before its leaves. Okay, be quiet, colt's foot. We're talking about the silver sword right now on the islands of Hawaii. Yeah, it is a plant for like a decade, sometimes over a decade. Then this incredible wide, thick stalk with all these reddish purple florets comes up. Well, anyways, it is a very rare plant, so it is a very rare and potent high vibratory elixir. So this flower essence has a very high frequency. It works its special brand of magic by releasing encoded information that has been stored in its cellular memory bank. So what it does is it completely opens one's energy centers and aligning one's body with the next 7 chakras above the crown. Did you get that? So it's like it opens you up. Okay, you got your 7 energy centers, your 7 chakras in your body right now. When you take this flower essence, it opens the next 7 above your crown. So yeah, we're not limited to our chakras that, have become popular in yoga class. Like there's much, much more to it. So this is definitely a flower essence you'd want to take by itself. But let's see what energy it can bring into our reading today. Because probably unless you live in Hawaii, you're not going to get to lay eyes on this plant. And I have no idea how much this flower essence would cost. It's, very rare. But I mean, it's available, and she might even have, Isha Learner might even have it on her website. If you look up Isha Learner, or the Power of Flowers, Oracle card. I'm trying to think what her website is. She does have a website, but I'll have to look for it. Anyways, just look up Isha Learner. She might actually sell this flower essence. So let's see. We know that every plant has a spirit. Every plant has an energy. Everything is just energy. So we can tap into this message now and sort of extract the wisdom that Silver Sword, and the archetype that we have on this card, I didn't even get to talk about her, is the Celestial Light Bearer. So we have this, I don't know if you describe her as an angel or a light being. If you saw her coming down from the sky with her flowy dress and her flowy black hair and her, it's just amazing, her energy coming down, swooping down into the Silver Sword. It's the Celestial Light Bearer. So in many esoteric disciplines, it is taught that certain plant and mineral substances were brought to the earth from other galaxies, planets, stars, and that these life forms stand poised to aid and enhance the development of humanity to take us beyond what we currently think is possible. So, on that note, the Silver Sword may be one such gift. If we open our hearts to the possibilities beyond the material world, we may become acquainted with celestial guides who overlight our journey and help us pierce the veil of illusion. So this is a fun card, I think, for me personally, because I'm completely bored here on Earth. And so it's like people get to that point in their journeys, like it's like kids who get bored and it's like, now go play and create something, So on our spiritual journey, I think it's useful that we get bored here on Earth, because it's like our higher guides are like, go meditate and play and create something. Go meditate and open and raise your frequency and connect with something higher, right? Connect with something new, and then you won't be bored. So we're like basically children. So anyways, here's the healing that this flower essence brings to us. The presence of the Silver Sword is a rare gift. You have a heightened sensitivity and are indeed opening to new levels of awareness at this time. The luminous colors emanating from the light bearer's hands and above the Silver Sword flowers are waves of vibratory healing available to you at this time. So I love that our first 2 cards were all about going deep with your roots, finding common ground, right? Earthy, earthy, earthy. That was essential work to do before the Silver Sword came in to take us into some higher realms and get a vibrational healing. So it's like, these celestial energies are available to us, but we have to be grounded to work with them. We actually have to be grounded enough to receive them. to be able to anchor it in and assimilate the energy. So we'll get a blessing from the silver sword, and then we'll be good little boys and girls and do our garlic affirmations for the last time this week. But I'm telling you what, those garlic affirmations are gonna stick with me for evs, because they was good. They was really good. Just like garlic breath, those affirmations are gonna stick with me. So let's do the blessing, and then we'll go right into our affirmations. A blessing from Silver Sword. Celestial greetings, Silver Sword brings. Within its mystery, a galactic tone rings. Arise and awaken as the universe sings. This affirmation minute is brought to you by our herb of the week, garlic, and I lovingly dedicate them all to you. I am open to the awakening within. I dissolve my old beliefs that no longer serve me. I nurture myself into wholeness. Now I am in service to humanity. I protect our beautiful planet with gentle strength, and she takes care of me. I can handle any challenge. I am open to the awakening within. I dissolve my old beliefs that no longer serve me. I nurture myself into wholeness. Now I am in service to humanity. I protect our beautiful planet with gentle strength, and she takes care of me. I can handle any challenge, and so it is. All right, I just got a text message. I'm invited to a scheduled Zoom meeting with my aunts for the Cherico happy hour at 5 p.m. today. So I love how everyone's being creative, getting together, hanging out, even though we're all supposed to be in our isolationships. So funny. All right. On that note, we just did a flower essence. Now I want to actually go, since I was shouting out Edward Bach, I want to see what flower essence he wants to bring in right now, and kind of see, you know, because like there was a little bit of resistance with me, still is with everything. And his flower essences really are like emotional, like trying to like move from one lower vibe to a better feeling vibe. So he's going to bring in again gorse, number 13. We had gorse the other time. Are these the same? I was just shuffling. I shuffled these cards, and I swear to God, I think these are the exact same ladies that I pulled the last time. That's weird. I mean, it's not totally weird, but like, Jesus. Maybe I didn't do my work. So 13 and 35. So maybe Edward's like, yeah, let's just review what we talked about last time, because apparently you didn't hear me. Number 13, gorse, is all about changing our perspective on the world and find peace again. So I didn't even realize that. I put her right beside Pine, who said we would discover peace when we found common ground with our enemies, our frenemies. That's more like it, because like probably the people that drive you nuts are your friends. Like, so sometimes your frenemies. Change your perspective on the world and find peace again. You and your loved ones will come up with new solutions that have thus far eluded you. I remember this. There are different paths to be taken. Just let yourself imagine them. The world will change color if you truly desire to do so. So it's like, all right, so How much longer do you want your darkness and frenemy wars to continue on, right? So as soon as you change your perspective, the world will change. There are different paths to be taken. Just let yourself imagine them. So it's kind of up to you, like how long you want your bad mood to go, how long you want your annoyance to go. And then once you change your mind, that's it. It's over. You're done with it. All right, that came through with white chestnut on the bottom with a message to dispel your thoughts. They are not the only truth. They are not your guide, especially when they become repetitive mental chatter. So find calm in a steady rhythm. So it's, it goes back to all those Pinterest sayings that you maybe have pinned, like, don't believe everything you think, self-talk is important, things like that. They are not your only truth. When your thoughts turn against you and they start thinking you and they're negative and chattery and just kind of obnoxious in their repetition, you have to silence them, or at least realize they are not your guide. When they become repetitive mental chatter, they are not guiding you at all. They are distracting you. They are confusing you. They are making you go in circles in your mind. And if you were listening to them, you might actually be walking in circles in the room, because it's like sometimes one thought saying, do this, and then you have a contradictory thought that says, do that. So you're going to have to find your calm in a steady rhythm. So that's why I've been knitting, you guys, because it gives me something to do. But then eventually, like, my thoughts get over the knitting too, and it's like, all right, we have to find other ways to calm ourselves down, to find peace, and to just decide that we do want to change our perspective. I do really like that. So dispel your thoughts is white chestnut, and change your perspective on the world and find peace again is gorse. All right, so yeah, I'm just getting as many flowers as I can up here. Let's get a soul flower. Let's get a soul flower while we're at it. We're hanging out with our flower friends. They really are sweet. They remind us that when the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind, to find common ground with everybody, right? Unity. Find common ground with the higher energies too after you've done your grounding work. All right, so we're gonna get two soul flowers. Illumination is being brought in by Aster, and to expand on our trees yesterday, we have evening primrose with rebirth. All right, so these cards want to just slide all over they want to dance. All right, let's do evening primrose first because it's dancey. Now this is so pretty. It's yellow, and I'm putting it right beside gorse. We're just going to do a little color coordination here in the top left corner. Evening primrose helps you release old wounds and feelings of rejection, self-pity, and other heart-heavy issues you may have carried from birth or early childhood. She allows for a sort of a spiritual rebirthing, or a birthing of your true self, so you can make room for more joy, fun, and playfulness in your life. Okay, so it's like, where are these repetitive thoughts coming from? Where is this nasty perspective? Like, nasty is a hard word, but when you start to look at everybody as your enemy, your frenemy, somebody who annoys you, it's like, where did this come from? Was it something that happened in your early childhood? Was it rejection, right? Did you feel like an outcast? What's this heart-heavy issue? Where is this self-pity coming from? These are the things that we want to dispel. We want to dispel these types of thoughts. We want to release the old wounds. We want to release those feelings. We want to rebirth into our true self, right? We want to activate, release, and allow our true selves to emerge. Our true selves do not care about these human things. Our true self is one of spirit, right? So you've heard like maybe like if you've like looked into like what happens after we die, like we release our ego, we release our mental, and we release all the judgments, and we become free to just be who we are. So if we can do that while we're still in our bodies, birth our true self, you can make room for more joy, fun, and playfulness. So if you've not been feeling that, that will be something great to bring in. So evening primrose came in with these pretty little purple flowers called asters, illumination. It says, like a star illuminating your way. Aster helps provide clarity and focus so that you can discover appropriate channels of communication and self-expression without anxiety and self-consciousness. Aster helps you to manifest your creative ideas, translating inspiration into physical form. So I love that these stars now are diagonally to the right of the silver sword, bringing in that celestial energy, right? Because it was like just like the kids who are bored. If you're bored in your life, it's time to bring in now some of this inspiration to illuminate your life, to create and bring in as an expression of yourself. And a lot of times if you have a block with that, it could be because you're worried about what your frenemies are going to think, or is it going to be supported or well received. It doesn't matter. The whole point is for you to create. The whole point is for you to discover channels of communication and self-expression. So we want to clear out our repetitive thinking, because that's probably what's triggering anxiety and self-consciousness. And anxiety and self-consciousness is what could be preventing you from stepping into your own light and bringing in the higher energies of the celestial realms in creative and beautiful and fun ways. So you really don't want to be pinching yourself off from this potential creative experience to have, but yet we do, because of our insecurities, because of our anxieties, because of the old wounds and feelings of rejection. And then we get into this self-pity thing, and it's like just not working at all. So there's a lot of stuff that needs to be released as we want to move forward into these new expressions, these new birthings of, just creativity that we never had access to before. But if we can release the old, we can step into the new and, illuminate, bring in some illumination into our physical form. All right, we could stop there, but I want to grab the Oracle of the Essences. This is a card about essential oils, and I just want to see maybe if there's an essential oil that could help support us on this rebirthing, on this dispelling, on this quest to find common ground, right? We're all humans that we do want more, right? Everybody wants to create and express, whether they realize it or not. It is our nature to want to experience a fulfilling life experience. So let me just see. Whoa. All right. I guess I'm going to go with this one that's staring at me. It's Spikenard, Wisdom and Magic. And I'm going to put it right beside Silver Sword. It's got some, violet tones to it. But what it definitely has is, I guess, sorry, let me throw a box on the floor. Let me throw everything on the floor. It's Thoth, like a bird-headed Egyptian man. So I think that's who it is. He's a scribe. There's this Egyptian energy, and Egyptian really is celestial energy. Like it really, really is. So I'm interested to see what Spikenard has to say. It's about wisdom and magic. And, we touched upon, the wisdom in pine, but that was like a wisdom, like, hey, that we're all one, like go within and kind of find the common ground. This wisdom might be an extension of that, maybe some ancient things that we have known forever, that maybe DNA, we get it, but maybe there's something to discover here. Okay, so we said we wanted something new. Spikenard, wisdom and magic. Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Whew. And I love that, because it's like, let's not brush off like what we have to release, because it's like our insecurities, our old wounds. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Knowing why you tick and why you talk. Like knowing why you do the things you do, knowing why you think the things you think. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Going within, meditating, knowing that energy, knowing your roots, knowing that groundedness, knowing yourself, knowing your higher self, your middle self, your lower self, knowing all aspects of yourself, and knowing yourself in the most basic sense of being and presence and awareness, that which is not ego, that which is not mind, just being. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. So spikenard is a costly perfume. So it's besides silver sword, which is very rare. So it's like, okay, we probably are not going to be able to get these this week, girls. But hey, we can still talk about spikenard. It was very valued in ancient times. It's mentioned in the Bible. This essence enhances tranquility. It's known for its sedative effects. And it encourages individuals to leave their victim mentality and take responsibilities for their actions. That's good. It brings awareness of acceptance of circumstances and a sense of gratitude. Spikenard is connected to the third eye chakra, enhancing the gifts of accurate perception and intuition. So first, I love that it is with the third eye chakra, because it's by Silver Sword, who is saying that when you take the flower essence of Silver Sword, you then activate your 7 chakras above your crown chakra. So spikenard is coming in with some support, because it's like most of the time we're still working on our lower chakras, right? So we started off with that, our roots going deeper. Then we moved into transmuting some of that stuff that we might hold in our lower chakras, those repetitive thoughts, the insecurities, the anxieties, and not feeling secure, right? So we're clearing this. We're moving up. We're moving up into the creative space, right? Our third eye, illumination, bringing in the celestial energies. So spikenard is with that third eye chakra, enhancing the gifts of accurate perception and intuition. So as we receive the higher energies, right, spikenard would be like, okay, and I'll help you understand them, but I'm also going to help you release that victim mentality. Okay, no one did anything to you. You've created all of this. So take responsibility for your actions. Like, yeah, somebody may have said something rude to you, but it was you who thought about it for 3 years and let it eat away at your self-worth, right? So take responsibility for your lack of self-protection, right? So when spikenard personality is out of balance, it stops appreciating and nurturing itself, seeking to receive it all from external sources. So the message is, when we look outside of us for reassurance, we will find feelings of rejection even when our needs are met. So if you've had, I was even thinking about this morning, how like I've just been rejected on rejected in my life, right? So why is that? Well, that's because I have looked outside of myself for reassurance, and I should have never done that. I should have always just looked within. So immaturity strikes. And even though we might know the theory, the practice gets pretty hard. So yeah, practicing an attitude of gratitude for all the miracles that you already have in your life is a wise way to return to an equilibrium. So if we feel like we've gotten out of balance, we've dipped into victimhood, we've dipped into woe is me, self-pity, I'm not supported, nobody likes me, I can't do anything creative, right? That kind of stuff. We've got to get back into an attitude of gratitude and start loving life again. If we're so bored, same remedy, attitude of gratitude. Be thankful for what you have. Maybe your apathy is blinding you. So it's like you're not even seeing things that you could be grateful for. You're not seeing the beauty anymore. So get back to an attitude of a gratitude. Re-find it. Go find it. Go to your room, clean it, and find your attitude of gratitude for all the miracles that you already have in your life. Now, although every ancient culture has used spikenard, it is like an Egyptian god, especially Thoth. Appreciation is a part of every religion in this world, but Thoth is so much more than that. He is the god of knowledge, wisdom, meditation, logic, and reason, the god of magic, secrets, and writing. So what does that mean to us? It might mean that we need to assess the need for constant approval in our lives. Magic is coming into your life. Open your arms and accept the gift, even if you think it is not good enough. Even if you think you're not good enough, accept it. Use ancient ways of healing and connect with your past life, because a lot of our past life issues are coming to the surface now. If you can't figure out what happened to you in this life, you've really tried to figure yourself out and you're like, I just don't get it. Like nothing really that bad ever happened to me. Maybe it's coming from a past life. Hey, you never know, right? So maybe investigate on that. Like seriously, if you cannot figure out the origin of your self-pity or the origin of your repetitive issue, like you're like, literally, I have no idea why I would do this to myself. Like my life is actually pretty good and it's always been pretty good. Maybe a past life regression or something might be something you want to look into. So spikenard gives us this beautiful affirmation. I am the co-creator of my reality. I experience gratitude for everything I have in my life. Yes, that attitude of gratitude. I experience gratitude for everything I have in my life. And yeah, I take responsibility for my reality as a co-creator. So I love that the flowers that came in, the essences that came in, the flower remedies that came in. I mean, everything from aster to pine to gorse, evening primrose, white chestnut, silver sword, and spikenard. Everything is reminding us, yes, of some basics, but also gave us some really great insight of like maybe what we can do next, where we can go next if we have been bored, right? We have to start letting the magic in a little bit. Spikenard said, open up your arms and let it in, even if you don't think it's good enough, right? Start a little bit, right? If you've had the door slam shut because you think everyone's a frenemy and you're just sort of bitter and you kind of shut down to the magic of your life, you got to start letting the appreciation in little by little. You got to let the magic in one tiny bit, one tiny bit. Get that door open, get yourself receiving, and get yourself feeling better. Do your lower energetic work. When your root is deep, there's nothing to fear, right? You are anchored. You feel common ground with everybody because you know that you are all in the dirt together. And then once you do that, you can do your dirty work. You can clean up your thoughts. You can dispel any repetitive thinking. And you can start to have a different perspective on the world. You can rebirth. You can let go of old wounds. You can let go of those feelings of rejection and birth into your true self. And who is your true self? You came here to be a co-creator. So bring in the clarity and focus, right? Bring in the illumination. You want to manifest your creative ideas. You want to bring them into the physical. You are as above, so below. You are physical and you are spirit, and you are a conduit to bring in your magical creation. So call on the higher realms, call on the celestial energies, and bring in a little bit of more magic into your life today.